Good evening, beautiful people, and welcome to Unscripted with Melissa Santillan. We have quite a few guests here this evening, and joining me today is the Baile Mosaico Folklorico dance group. So with us, we have Liz and Johnny, and then we have, it's your daughter also, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so let's start by introducing who you are and what you do for a living besides the dance team.
All right, well, hi everyone. My name is Liz Hernandez. I am one of the founders for Mosaico Cultural, and usually I am in charge of everything. I think it keeps me busy. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, and sometimes I get a headache, but it's okay. I am also the coordinator for church for the choir, so that keeps me busy. And then I work for a leasing office, and I'm a real estate agent.
Is it for St. Peter and Paul that you do the...
It is.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So St. Peter and Paul was my neighborhood church growing up. So
Nice.
very fond of the church
Yes.
myself. And then Johnny, tell us about you. Introduce yourself.
I'm Jony Hernandez. So I pretty much, I was one of the founders too.
Yes.
With Liz. Also with my other sister Yvonne.
Okay.
She just helps out here and there. No, she's not really with the group anymore.
Okay.
Just a little bit about myself though. I was in the Marines for 3.5 years till I got honorably discharged, and then right now I'm working at the airport and gonna be opening up hopefully a food truck next spring.
Wow. That's going to be another thing looking forward to next year. And thank you for your service, because I know it was Veterans Day recently. So
Yesterday,
thank you so much. And introduce yourself, honey.
Hi, I'm Cecy Manriquez. People call me Cecy. I've been in the group since I was like 4 or 5, around there.
How old are you now?
I am 12 years old.
Okay. And what school do you go to?
I go to Lincoln Middle School.
All right. And to have kind of all different aspects here, we have our leaders of the group, and then we have somebody who's actually in the group, is going to be a really nice perspective for our guests to hear about. So how was the group formed and founded, if you could let us know that?
Yeah, of course. Back in 2015, it was actually this is actually my second group.
Yes.
So I left. I was like 18 when I formed my first one, and like 20 when I left it. So in 2015, like I told you guys before, I'm part of St. Peter and Paul.
Yes.
I wanted to do a youth group, but then there was somebody already forming it. And then Cecy Manriquez, she's part of she was in my choir. She gave me the idea of, hey, didn't you used to dance in a folklorico? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, you still know how to dance? I'm like, yeah, of course. And she's like, you should start a dance group. I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. But you know, opened the idea that I was like, you know what? You're right. Okay. And I talked to my brother, my sister, Yvonne and Johnny. And I was like, hey, I don't want to do this alone. You know, it's like, because we have to get dresses. They're expensive. I was like, we have to get a place. So I talked to my priest. And where we practice now, that's that hall. That's where we started. That's where we're still at. And my goal is to get my own studio.
That's an awesome goal to have, to get your own space, to get your own studio, and to make the group bigger than it is.
Yes.
Because I met you this year, and it was at various events. So I watched you and the dance team perform all over the city at different events. And my granddaughter, Bella, fell in love when she saw you guys perform. I don't remember which event it was, but I remember she saw it and she goes, Nana, I want to dance like that so bad. And I reached out to you on Facebook and just kind of inquired some information. And you were like, well, signups actually are, you know, this and this. And this. So then I ended up signing her up. So she's actually going to have her first performance. We're excited next week.
Yes, I know. I'm excited. I'm like nervous and excited. I don't know. I have, I try to make it very professional because they're performing, and for them, it's a big thing, especially them being so little. It's like, oh my gosh. So I try to make it as professional as possible so they know that it's such an important, performance for them. And they feel so special. I just love them feeling special and saying, this is so important for me. It's not only dancing, it's showcasing what they're doing, what they've learned. It's so nice. It's like, I get excited just talking about it.
When you get that feeling, like the butterflies, like you get,
Yes.
that means you're doing the right thing. You know, like if things were easy, because nothing comes easy, nothing good comes easy.
I agree. Yeah.
You know, you're in the step of the right direction.
Yes.
So don't ever be afraid, honey. Like do you still get nervous when you perform?
Sometimes, even though I've been doing it for a long time, like, it still, like, gives me the butterflies because I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I mess up? Or, like, all these things.
Yeah.
So it still makes me nervous.
I always say that the day that I don't have that feeling is the day that I need to switch something up or do something different.
Yes.
But as long as I
agree.
keep feeling that, I have to continue to do it. So why is it so important to you guys to keep the culture and the traditions alive with dance?
I would say because there's so many people out there that don't know anything about not even just Mexican culture, but like
Yes.
all Hispanic cultures, that we all have our certain dances and stuff, especially folklorico. Like almost every country, every Hispanic or Latino country has like folklorico. And that's also why I asked Liz, I'm like, hey, can I have like a Baile Latino class, so that way I can like show people that we don't just do folklorico, that for Latin Americans we also do bachata, cumbia, merengue, and all that stuff. So, but it brings us joy seeing kids showing that they actually have some interest in any of this.
And it's their heritage.
Yes.
So, of course, I always research everything that I'm interviewing. And just looking into some stories about how folklorico was formed, you know, these were things that the Aztecas and the Mayans used to do, right? To ask for the gods for rain, for good crops, for a great year, for, you know, fertility in their cities and things like that. So these dances are not just dances. They're actually something where you're giving back, all right? Like
Yes.
yes.
It's part of a culture. And to add to what Jony was saying, it's not only kids, because we have adults
Yes.
too. And a lot of students that we have, they grew up here in the U.S. and they don't know their background. So when it comes to the dance group, when we perform at several dances, it's bringing like those traditions, like sometimes like El Dia de los Muertos that we just had. A lot of them, they're like, what is that? What is like, oh, you guys are going to perform, but I suggest you guys get there early so you guys can see what it's all about.
Yes.
And they learn their culture. And I don't just, you know, like we were talking, like it's not only Mexicans. It's not, you know, I welcome any background, anyone.
So you do not have to be Latino descent to join in this dance group.
No.
You can actually jump into folklorico. You can dance into the Latin dances also. And that's so nice to see. One of my friends, Jaime Escobedo, is just started having Latin nights at Shooters. I don't know if you saw.
Yes.
That is awesome. Maybe one day there can be some kind of collab going on there, because to have people learn different dances for the music is absolutely awesome. Like, it was beautiful to see everybody come together like that, because what brings people together? Food, music, entertainment.
Yes. And actually, Jaime came up to us, right? And he introduced himself. We did the same. And it was nice that we actually said, it was like, we're looking forward to working together.
Yes. See, that conversation already had.
Yes.
It already happened.
And it happened at Domingos and El Parque when we had it the, what's it
Sports
called?
Factory.
Not Sports Factory, the Anderson, is it? No, not Anderson. Sinnissippi. I'm sorry,
yes.
Sinnissippi, yes. Yeah, so I think from that event, my group has grown so much. I can tell you when we started, it was just 3 girls. And yeah, it was just 3 girls, poor girls. They learned like 5 dances in like 2 weeks. And when it was like 3 or 4 months later in there, so we had a few more sign up. So for about 4 years, I only had 15. And then COVID happened, and it was like, it was like a blessing in disguise. I mean, of course, a lot of people got sick and unfortunately passed away. Yes, of course. But then it opened up to a lot of people that, hey, we need to do something different, or, we're not promised tomorrow. How about we learn about something different? So the parents came to thinking, and a lot of them put their kids in the group. So now our group has over 60 kids now, 60 students, not kids,
Wow,
students.
60 students. That from going from 3 to 60.
Oh, yeah.
So I understand the need for the studio now.
Yes, it can be overwhelming. Whoever has gone to my classes, my first class, Latin dance a little bit more control, but the first one, because they're children, I have to focus on them. So if we could split them in 2 classes, I think it would be better I can focus on you, like a smaller classes kind of thing. So, I just wish I could have that space. So
we're going to pray that happens sooner than later. Good things happen to those who wait. And I know you have been waiting for some years now to expand and grow the business.
Yes.
And then I have to ask too, Cecy, what is the most difficult thing about learning as a child when you first started learning the dances?
So the steps were really hard, but the choreography and getting it at the right timing was even harder, because you can do the steps, like you can do them separately, but getting it on beat with the music is what's challenging.
Yes.
Because like when you're dancing Baile Latino, you have to get on beat or you just look weird. Like it just looks weird.
It doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah. So that's what I find more difficult. But like now that I'm older and I've done this for a lot longer, I just find it in me so I can go on beat. So when we have dance class, I try to help kids with that, because a lot of time they're doing the step, but they're not on beat. Right. So I try to help them with that, and they start to get it a little bit better.
I've actually seen you at practices jump in with the smaller group of children and actually help them, or they look to you for guidance. Like they watch you do the dance, so then they understand when they're supposed to hit that mark, right?
Yeah.
So that's awesome to see you paying it forward to the little kids. But it's awesome to see like you have 3, 4-year-old, 5-year-olds.
Yes, so I have the smallest student, it's a 4-year-old, and that's my daughter.
Yes.
And then Cecy, my other daughter, she's 12. And my oldest daughter, she's 17, Danelli. She is actually not a student anymore. She's a teacher. But she's telling me how much she misses to dance. I'm like, well, you can fill in, of course.
She can still step in when you have performances.
Yes, and then I do have an older son. He's 19, but he has his own Grupo Sirreño. It's called Lady Atracción. So but I'm very proud of him too. He, from being so like a shy little boy, he came out with this group. I'm very, very proud of him.
I love that this is like a family business too.
Yes.
This is so nice, because me growing up, I was in a family business.
My husband's in the mariachi bands too. So
really? What? Wow, you guys are just entertainment all around.
Yeah, mariachi leader, the Rockford. So yeah.
Okay. Does he perform at some of the events too?
Yes, he does.
Wow. Okay. So I have to meet him one day, because I have not met him yet.
Okay.
And I would love to see him perform as well.
Yes.
And your son.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've probably seen my husband.
I just didn't know it was him.
Yep. In our practices, he comes and goes sometimes whenever I need help with whatever.
I've seen your dad. I know who your dad is.
Oh, yeah, my dad always wants to be around. He's one of our students.
Yeah.
I think he's our oldest student. So he's 63. So yeah, I was like, you don't have to be a little kid. You don't have to be a teen. You can be any age. A lot of people's like, oh, I'm too old to learn something new. No, you're not. That keeps you young.
It does. It keeps you involved. And I always tell people too, they're like, how do you stay so engaged with the community? Get involved. See where you fit in. See how you can jump in and help. Even if it's just volunteering somewhere. That's how I got involved. Just volunteering to help with certain events. And all of a sudden I fell in love with event coordinating. So then I kind of stepped into a different role as I got more comfortable with it, as I started to understand more.
Yep.
And mostly it's misunderstood, and as soon as you get into those shoes, then you start seeing where you can help more, where you can jump in. But you have some other performances coming up soon. It is the performance that is next Friday. Explain to the audience what the performance is, because I know it is a showcase, but it's something more than that. It's like the end of the year showcase, right?
Yes, it is. Do you want me to explain, or do you want?
Oh, you can go ahead.
Okay, so we do have, it's actually the first year that we're doing this. We wanted to try it out, how it was working, because all of the years that we've had the group, we've been accepting students throughout the whole year. So it's kind of like a step back for the older students because, okay, we have to teach the new ones. So this year we decided to do 2 semesters. So the first semester, it's from April to July, and the second semester, August to November. And on those semesters, we decide, okay, we have 3 classes, beginners. Our second class is Latin dance, and our third class is advanced students. So with the beginners, we focus on steps, but we also do, okay, so we have little kids, we have teens, and we have older people. So we do about 3 to 4 songs, and those are the songs that we stick to the semester. Our end of the year semester and a showcase, what we do, we invite all the families, the friends to come and showcase what they learned that week. So I tell them, dress up, do your makeup. A lot of moms are like, do they have to wear makeup? I'm like, it's part of their costume.
Yeah, it is. It's a part of being on stage. I always call it, being on stage, you have to be ready. Like when you see ballerinas or you see people doing tap and things like, it's the same thing.
Yes,
Yes.
I agree. So we have preparation through there. We have several meetings with the parents. Okay, what to expect the day of, how to get prepared for it, how to prepare the student, because it's going to be hundreds of eyes looking at them. And, a lot of people can get stage fright. And that's something not only for the dance group, but it's something to prepare them for life. That, hey, it's okay. You got this. You can do this. And so we have meetings like those. Okay, hydrate yourself. Don't eat too much because you don't want an accident during the dance.
Yes.
We prepare the parents how to help your student.
Practicing at home has been a big one for us.
Yes.
Because getting her, the more she does it, the more repetitive dance she does. So I'm in the living room and I'm her dance partner. Yeah. So I'm the one who has to do it with her.
And you can tell, I know we can tell when the students are practicing at home. They come and they can do it better. Their steps are clear, or they pay more attention, especially with the little kids, they get distracted, and I get it. I have a 4-year-old. I totally understand. And I don't mean for the parents to think that, oh my gosh, she's mad at them. No. I just need to be firm with them. They need to understand that, hey, you have to be responsible. You have to understand. You have to pay attention. Because if you teach them little, then that's going to be something that they're going to grow up with. Hey, I have to pay attention. I have to be responsible. I have to...
It teaches them a discipline that they need to learn.
Thank you. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. So there's a lot of little things, life skills that we try to teach them, that it's not only the dancing, it's culture. It's
discipline, respect for others.
Yes.
Because I heard that the other day, and you're like, you need to respect others when they're performing. But it's true. You wouldn't want someone not paying attention or dilly-dallying over here and not watching your dance, because for the last couple of months you've been practicing, and to a little kid that's important. Like, they're not watching me, they don't care,
exactly. That's what I tell them. So in practices, when they're like everybody running around, I'm like, no. And yes, of course I raise my voice because it's a really big place. It's like, so I raise my voice and tell everyone, pay attention. And that's when I talk to them about respect. It's like, you wouldn't want anybody, or whenever you're performing, somebody just talking, they're not paying attention to you. No. And you just mentioned they work so hard for this, for people just to not pay attention to them.
And when you perform, at that moment, you command the room.
Yes.
You command the room. So when you're a team, all of you guys together in sync command the room. And when you hear the taps of the shoes, I love that so much. I love that so much. I feel like too, no matter whether I've seen you perform indoor or outdoor, them taps are equally as loud.
Yeah.
They are.
Yes, there is. In the grass is where I don't like to perform, and I understand some places.
You end up having to perform.
We have to perform in the grass, and I was like,
the little heels are not good in the grass.
Oh, no. No, it's like the grass, they get stuck, or they can't do the steps. You can't hear, obviously.
I'm assuming if the ground was a little wet too, you might get stuck a little bit, right? Yeah.
Especially with the turning, sometimes the dress gets stuck in the grass. So one time it's happened to me. My dress came out of my hand because it got stuck, so I had to grab it. Luckily, nobody noticed.
But you noticed.
Obviously, I noticed. So I tried to make my face as still smiling and happy, But like inside, I was like, oh my gosh, I hope they didn't see that, because it's embarrassing. Because it's embarrassing for me if I drop my dress and I just mess up the whole dance. So I had to like grab it as quick as I could and continue with my dance, because it was like a long turn sequence. So it was like, oh my gosh, did I catch my dress? Did I get it in the right placement? Because if you don't have it in the right placement, it messes up the way you skirt.
I saw that lesson that day where you were showing them with the skirts. Like, this is where you pick it up. This is how you know where to pick it up. So that, and you showed the difference. Like, when you pick it up in the wrong spot, this is what it does. This is what it's supposed to do.
Yes.
So that was beautiful to just watch. I pay attention to everything.
And you know what? Something that Cecy just mentioned that is totally true. And I tell the students, if you mess up, keep smiling. Nobody's going to know.
Nobody knows.
Nobody's going to know but you. Keep smiling. And I think that's in everything in life. I mean, if you fail at something, hey, get up. Keep smiling. Keep your head up.
It's like when you learn how to ride a horse, if you've ever ridden a horse, if you get kicked off of the horse, what do they tell you right away? Get back up on the horse again. Don't be afraid, because then the horse knows you're scared.
Yes. So it's little things like that it's like, oh, well, it's no big deal. We just go in there, we dance, whatever. No, you mentioned that the key word is discipline here. It's
discipline, yes. And like you said, it's not just for when they're in dance class. This is like a life lesson for them to carry on in whatever they do. And that's just like why people might put their children in karate, taekwondo, martial arts, right? Things like that to learn discipline. Dance, to me, is the same thing. You're still learning a type of discipline when you're in a dance group.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just to finalize that part with the showcases. So at the end, they're going to show that. I teach them how to come in. Okay, how do you come in? Then how do you do the, what's it called? The bow. How do you exit? I always have smile, in line. And so all those little things, it's easy to do. No, it's not. It's not. You have to coordinate how everybody's doing. I tell them, oh, do the grito, and a lot of them are very embarrassed, but they're going to learn. I know they are. I have faith in all of them. But little things like that make a difference. And then when you showcase that to everyone, they're like, they get motivated to invite more people.
Yes.
And their parents are so proud of them. Like this next week when practice, I'm going to tell the parents, just drop them off. I'm like, because we're going to actually prepare timing and everything. And I don't want the parents to see. I prefer, hey, it's going to be a surprise for Friday.
I'll go visit my grandma that day. She lives around the corner, and I'll drop her off that day, and then I'll be back.
Yeah.
So,
but that's what at the end of the day, that's what the showcase is. They're going to showcase what they learned all semester, and I try to make it as professional as it can be, so they can feel, or they can know that they're important.
Oh, I'm so excited for this performance. Like, we've been waiting for months for this already. Yes. So my family's all very, very excited to join in. And then I do know the dresses. Like, the dresses are just so beautiful. And there's different style dresses for different dances, right?
Yes.
So where do you actually get these dresses? Are they from Mexico?
They are. So we have Jalisco dresses. So we have Jalisco, Sinaloa, Veracruz. Those are the main ones, like the big dresses.
Yes.
Jalisco was from the state of Jalisco. It's more in the central. And Sinaloa, it's the floral ones. They're a little bit lighter.
Yes.
They're like the shoulder, they have a lot of shoulder movement and a lot of turns. Then we have Veracruz, that's more coastal. They're a little bit lighter. The white ones with the black apron. So all of them, yes, I go to Mexico because they are cheaper. Even sometimes with the plane ticket, they turn out to be cheaper.
They're still less expensive.
Oh, yeah. And then I have my aunt that makes them. So
wow. And then
she has made 90% of my dresses.
So she makes them in Mexico. You go and pick them up. You get to visit family and then come back with new dresses for the team.
I just went, when did I go? In August. Actually, for my birthday, I was over there. So I literally just went for 6 days. But since March, I sent her what I needed.
Yeah.
I sent her the dresses, the sizes and everything. A lot of the little girls, they want their own dresses. And we do, I don't require them to. I don't tell them, oh, you have to have your own dress.
Yeah.
I know a lot of places do, but I'm like, no, I have a good inventory that I can let them borrow them. But there are students that say, I want my own dress. Go ahead.
So that is an option.
Yeah, that is an option. A lot of them, they just buy them. Or they know people. Perfect. If they tell me, hey, you're going to be going to Mexico this year. Oh, yeah. If you want a dress, let me, size you up and I'll have it made. So whenever I go.
Bella would like a pink one, the big flowy one.
All right, then we have to take her
next
sizes.
year
Yeah.
we'll have to take her size down. She's like obsessed with them. I don't know who wore the pink dress the one time, but she was like in love with it.
Yeah, I have several pinks. Yeah,
I wore the pink.
You wore the pink dress.
Yes,
It was probably you that she saw one time. So the dresses, I know, like you said, you have a big inventory. So depending on the size of the child, you have dresses for everyone to perform in.
Yes, I don't have. That's the thing.
Well, there's 60 people.
I was going to say that. So I try to have them that, okay, if Cecy and like 5 others can dance Sinaloa, that way, because if I have more, I won't have enough for them. Right. So I make the other ones, okay, you're going to dance Jalisco. That way I have enough for you. And these other ones are going to dance Veracruz. There are times where, for example, Cecy has the pink dress and then Mariana has to dance too, and she wears a pink dress, so they'll just alternate.
Right.
So it's, yes, I have a big inventory, but so many students, it's like sometimes, oh my gosh, like the showcase, I'm trying to figure out, okay, who's going to wear what? What time are they going to wear? Are they going to have enough time to change after the dance? Or, if the next dance requires someone to change, I need to put something in that. So that way they have enough time, talk about whatever. So it's not so easy. Sometimes I take about 2 hours to coordinate stuff like that. And it's crazy. I like it. I don't mind it. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Stage planning is not easy.
It's not.
It's not because there's so many factors. And I can see that you have that I'm a perfectionist gene.
I hate that. I hate that about.
Let me help. Like she'll ask for my help and I'll give her my input, but then she'll be like, no, but we need to do it this way. It's like, then why'd you ask me? Like,
okay, yes, I know. So the other day, I don't remember what I asked him. I was like, hey, can you do this? And he was taking 3 minutes too long. So I was like, I got it. Never mind.
I already figured it out.
And Cecy is just like me. Like if she doesn't understand a step, she'll practice at home until she gets it.
That's good.
Yeah.
You're leading by example there to the other ones. So, and it is a big deal because you're her daughter. So, when they do the Latin dances, Jony, do they have specific costumes that they wear, or do you kind of let them, because it's Latin dance, you just kind of let them know this is kind of the theme, you have to wear this color pants, this color shirt?
Yeah, so like I don't really have like a certain like costume or anything like that that they have to wear, but I do ask them to wear like flat-footed like shoes, like Vans or something like that, so it can be a little bit easier for them to move around. As for like Folklorico, Liz asked them to wear botas and tacones.
Tacones, yeah.
But for Baile Latino, it's kind of hard for them to dance in those. I mean, I know there's people that go out there and dance cumbia in high heels and botas, but when you're doing like bachata or you're doing something else, it's a little bit different, right? Yeah. Because in what type of Latin dances do you teach? So last semester my focus was bachata. This semester was cumbia. But hopefully for this upcoming semester next year, I'll try to do every single one, like including like merengue and salsa, because I do start off with merengue, so that way they can loosen up. Because merengue is like, it's really simple, it's fun to dance, and everyone just like you find the rhythm right away. Yeah. And so I just tell them like, listen to the beat. Every beat is how your feet are like stepping, how your hips are moving. Yeah. So it helps them loosen up a little bit. But as for like them wearing certain things, like for like the showcase, I am just gonna ask them to like pretty much come dressed at least like somewhat the same. Yeah. I want them to wear like certain things, but it doesn't have to be specific, like, oh, they need to wear like a dress shirt or anything like that. Like, not anything special. Okay. So you'll just kind of guide them a little bit. Like, you have to wear flat shoes, this color top. It can be whatever kind of top you want. Just make sure you guys are all in sync, or how do you? So I haven't seen any Latin dances. That's why. So like, I haven't seen you guys perform a Latin dance where I've been, and I'm really wanting to see it somewhere. Yeah, well, it's because like most of the time right now, especially because most of them are completely new.
Oh, okay.
So, or even if they're not new, like they're still from Folklorico. The class Baile Latino, it just started this year. So I didn't want to just put them out there and start dancing at these
I
events
didn't
and
know
stuff.
that was new. I thought it
Yeah.
was going as long as the
No,
original.
no,
Okay.
yeah,
No, I talked to Liz actually like at the end of last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, like can I add this? I think it'll be really fun. She's like, as long as you're in charge of that, that's all you. I'm like, okay. And then like midway through like the first semester, she was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna add like hip hop for like the smaller kids, because it was actually kind of hard to teach the smaller kids like bachata and cumbia and stuff, because they're like, I don't really want to dance this. Like, this isn't for me. But then
they already signed up.
yeah, but they had
Yeah.
already signed up. So Liz talked to the parents. She talked to me first, and then she talked to the parents. She's like, hey, I want to add like hip hop for them so they can have fun with it. And all the kids were excited about it, and so she ended up.
I'm not the best at hip hop. I am not. I do like very simple steps.
Yes.
Because now if I do something hard, I might break my hip. We don't want that.
No, we do not.
No,
We need you, Liz.
no. So yeah, I mean, but that was the reason. He does a great job with the Baile Latino and with cumbia and all of them. I know how to dance all of that, but I did tell him, I was like, hey, focus on that. You can do that. So
Yeah.
I can make up the folklorico, like all the new dances. But
I just help her out with the folklorico, but she comes up with the dances for that.
Got it.
As the same thing for me, that I come up with like the choreography and stuff for cumbia and bachata and stuff. But I also have help from my niece, Danelli, her daughter.
Yes.
And
Yep.
she's the other teacher. She helps out with both folklorico and baile latino. She's a lot of help. She's helped me come up with some choreography too. Like for this upcoming showcase, she helped me with the cumbia, the style of cumbia that we're gonna be dancing. One of the styles is gonna be huepa, and not a lot of people know
nice,
know
yeah.
huepa, but I think it's really fun, and like people who have done it before
Yeah.
or have seen it before, it's a workout right there. Like
Ooh.
it's so much cardio.
It is very tiring.
Is it?
yeah.
So you're in all of the classes then, right? So when you go, how long is the class if somebody takes the full class with you? Is it 3 hours?
No, it's not 3 hours. Well, each class is 45 minutes.
45 minutes,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's 45 minutes. So the first class is 5:15 to 6. Next class 6 to 6:45, and then it's 6:45 to 7:30. So it's like be there from 5:15 to 7:30. It's going to be a little different maybe next semester. That way we can give them, what do I say? Like sometimes our classes run a little bit longer, and so we have to cut sometimes by the Latino or do something I'm struggling with the last class, not because not struggling that the kids are bad. No, I'm struggling because we have performances in my last class are the ones that perform. So we have a hard time teaching them something new when we have performance after performance. So it's like we have to practice for this performance. So that's why for me, I'm like, I wish I had a place where I could do another day. I could say, okay, for performances, we're going to do Thursdays kind of thing. So that's the class that I run longer sometimes until 8 o'clock. And it's like, I feel bad for them. So next year, we're going to try to do something different. It's still in the works. It's going to be maybe like breaks between kind of thing instead of like 5:15.
Like an intermission. Like
There,
you'll do an
yes.
intermission in between each class.
So instead of starting 5:15, I think I'm going to start maybe a little bit earlier. That way, we have the intermission.
Okay. And we're definitely signing up for the next semester. I actually have another cousin that's interested in somebody else's daughter that had asked me. So
Nice.
I'm excited to see all the new little girls come out also. When someone new starts, even if it's an older girl, does she still kind of go through the same thing where you have to learn the first step, or do you find some of the kids kind of fast track and they learn the dances right away and you put them into performances, or do they have to wait until that first semester in order to perform?
So that's what I was actually doing. We were actually trying to, after your first semester, then you can dance. But I have found that there's some students that learn, really fast.
Some people learn
Yeah.
faster than others.
Yeah. And there was a mom, she made a comment that I feel bad. She's like, yeah, my daughter is very slow. I'm like, no. I don't want you to call her slow. kids learn different.
Yeah.
In school, in dance, it's okay. It's okay if you're not at the same pace as Cecy, because Cecy is a perfectionist and she goes home and practices all night. You know, and your kid might be like, needs more encouragement, or they're distracted. It's like, no, every student learns different.
Yeah,
so you can't say that, oh, they're dumb or whatever. No. It's just the different ways that they learn. So some of them just take more patience, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. But then there are those kids, those students that learn so fast that I'm like, you know what, you're ready for performance. Actually, I can put you in this class if you want to stay to this class. That way you can learn this dance. So we do watch them for like the first month. We see, okay, I think you belong in this one, kind of thing. So, and I don't want the parents to feel bad. It's just that it's the different way that students learn. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that, because you'll find a child that just picks it up right away, maybe because they've always danced or been interested in dance. And then, some parents kind of are persuading children, well, let's just try this and see how you do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, let's give you something to do after school, so you'll be involved. Or it could be the conversation that we had earlier about, I want you to learn your culture. I really want you to be more in tune with it. And so learning this may, help you being around other children that are, so there's different reasons why parents put their children in dance like this. But just know that all are welcome. So if anyone is interested in getting involved in the dance group, how do they come about? Is it just meeting you at the shows, kind of like I did, or is it by Facebook? Do you have a website? Do you have anything like that so people can contact you?
Yeah, so I've had most of my the parents do contact me either in person or by Facebook. On Facebook, you can find us Mosaico Cultural. Just type that in. It's probably going to be like the first one that comes up, and you can send me a message. So, like I told you, it's 2 semesters. Right now we're ending the second semester. So we're going to have a showcase this weekend. And
that's nice that they get the holidays off.
Yes.
And then come back fresh.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So what our last dance, after that, actually, I do like another, it's just adults from the church.
Yeah.
Because el 12 de diciembre, it's Virgin Mary's Día de Guadalupe.
Yeah.
We perform that day, but that one is more adults.
Okay.
So I do have some of the teens.
Where's the performance at for that?
At church.
At the church.
Hall.
Okay.
At the hall. Yeah, everyone's welcome as well. Everyone's welcome. If it is el Día de la Virgen, Virgin Mary's Day, it's more of a Catholic thing, yes. But if you want to come watch the performance, hey, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And that's on a Tuesday. It's going to be about 7:30 p.m. on December 12th.
And then I'm going to backtrack a little bit. The one that is happening this Friday. Not trying to get other people to go or anything, because we won't. We just know that it's Friday. You did have some amazing sponsors jump in to help. So I kind of like you to name drop the sponsors and maybe how they got involved or how you met them.
Yes. So there's a lot of them. Actually, all of them I know them in person. Maurice
you met them at shows?
Yeah, at shows. Yes, I performed at some of their events. So it's Maurice West, Representative Maurice West, and then Representative Dave Vella. Both of them I have met him. I have interacted more with Dave Vella because he is in my district. And I've gone to several of his events. Then we have Christian Solares from Midwest Law.
Okay.
He is an amazing person, him and his wife, Bethany. They're helping us right now with some legal process. We want our group to be legal.
Yes.
Know? And we have Loomis International. That's my husband's job. It's Tom Loomis and his family. They've actually sponsored us for, I believe this is the 3rd year now. So yes, we're very grateful for that. We have DJ Dark.
I love DJ Dark. He's one of my faves. I got a lot of homies that are DJs, but DJ Dark definitely is a whole vibe.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a great MC.
I've known him forever. We actually went to school together when we were younger. When he just started his DJ business, I've known him forever, and he helps me with my mixes. I'm like, hey, I'm doing a mix like right now that we're doing cumbia, huepa, and then I'm doing.
I love it. He's always willing to help.
Yes, 2 hip hop songs. It's like I send him, this is what I need, blah blah blah. He's like, I got you.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be actually at our event, and he's such an amazing person. And so those are our sponsors. And
I actually got to work with DJ Dark a lot this year.
Yeah.
So I've gotten to know him really, really
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
He's just an amazing guy, and he's willing to jump in and help wherever he can, however he can. So, and I didn't know if you guys knew this. He's a fellow barber because I'm a barber.
Yes.
But yes, he cuts hair too.
His mom actually used to do my highlights.
Yes.
Yeah, when I was like 15.
Yeah. So
Ooh, a long
him.
time ago.
Yeah. So I love DJ Dark. So that was like the list of sponsors. Those are some great sponsors to have.
Yes.
We love Maurice West here on Unscripted. I've actually had him on the show before.
Nice.
So Dave Vella, I've met, a handful of times. I would like to get to know him a little bit better. I also do know there's some type of involvement with the group for Stroll on State. Can you kind of tell us what's
Yes.
going on with it? Because that's big.
It is.
That's one of the
It's-
biggest events in Rockford.
This is our second year, right? Second
Second.
second year that we've been invited to Stroll on Stage. We're so excited, and this time's gonna be bigger. We actually even bought a inflatable burrito so we can dance the burrito
Really?
sabanero. Yeah,
We got a mascot. No,
we got a mascot, you guys. Woo.
Hold on. I got burritos for everybody. I love it.
Yeah, so the parents are excited too because a lot of them they're newer, and when I told them what it was, it's funny because now
So you're in the parade.
yeah, we're in the parade.
Oh, I love it.
So we're gonna be in the parade, and so one of our
Are they dancing?
they're not dancing, but
They're just going to be in the
they're in the
parade.
parade, but we're gonna make several choreographies so they can dance. We're gonna have a few of our mariachi dances.
Is it a float or are you walking?
We're walking.
Okay.
So both kind of thing. It's not gonna be a float. No, but what are those called? What are they? We're pulling
a trailer?
Trailer.
A trailer, okay.
Thank you. And we're gonna have the smaller kids on there, and it's gonna be decorated. And
That's why we got sweaters, right? Because it's going to be outside.
I was gonna say yes. So yes, I'm like, if you want to participate in Stroll, I'll say you guys get sweaters. And
I am. Me, my son, and Bella will be in attendance.
so we should be getting those sweaters now. So we're actually making a few choreographies to mixes like Christmas songs and stuff, so they can walk and they can dance. And we're gonna give out candy. So it's so nice because we have a banner. I am so excited. We got a really, really cool banner.
That was said with pride.
Yes, because we worked on it. We were promised banners all this year, and nobody really.
Now you have one.
Yes. Now I have one. I'm like, yes, it's so cool. And so we're gonna have our banner there. They're gonna decorate it. Parents, I am so grateful to parents. Shout out to all of the parents because they are helping us. The showcase. We're having food, and initially I was like, I'm gonna charge for the food. No, I cannot, in my heart, I cannot take money for them because parents are so involved. They're they're donating food. They're donating. So I'm like, no, I don't think I should charge for them because they're donating. They're helping. And so I'm very grateful for them. My team, Prisma Galarza, Aurora, Quiñones, Selena Gonzalez, then Guadalupe Arevalo, Maribel Basilio, of course, us two, Danelli, my daughter. Who else? Am I missing someone? Anyways, that's our...
Besides my parents that they always help out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my parents are always there. They always want to be with their grandkids. I feel like it's not fair. They give my kids everything. And I was like, well, you didn't do this for me. Anyway,
It's different when you're a grandparent, and I know because I'm one.
There you
Yes,
go.
it
There
is.
you go. Yeah. So I'm very grateful for everyone there. All the parents, they're showing so much support.
Mm-hmm.
It's it fills my heart. It fills my heart, and it's everyone.
You're giving back to the community, and it's so beautiful to see how you give back with our youth and performance, culture, heritage. I appreciate you so much, and I'm sure I'm not the only one in the community.
No, thank you. And I'm telling you, we don't get paid for this. We do it because we love it. We love people to see what we're about.
Yeah.
we love to be in the community. And I know there's two other groups out there.
Yes.
And I
got to see you perform with the one in Beloit.
Yes,
and that
yes.
was beautiful to see both dance groups come together at the same event.
Yes. And I was talking to the teacher, and I was like, hey, you want to present? She's like, no, you present us. I'm like, okay, well, sure. But I've been doing it for a long time. And I do it, like at church, I present and I talk. So it's like...
You're used to being on the mic like I am. You sound comfortable.
Yeah.
Here.
Yes. I'm in the choir. I have my own mic and stuff. So it's... I know for me, it's easy. And I'm like, oh, here, grab a mic. A lot of people are like, no, it's like the mic.
Public speaking is not easy for everyone. So like now it's just us having a conversation and we all have gotten to know each other. So it's not that uncomfortable. But when you're on stage and you just see a sea of people get like, yes.
And you know what? That's actually that I want to work on. You'll see. It's a few surprises that I'm going to have for Friday because I involve the children. And a lot of them are very scared to talk. Yes. But
mine is not. She's not at all.
And, I tell them, it's like, don't worry about it. I give them a little script of what they have to say.
Yes.
And that's something else that I like to teach them, that I want to teach them that, hey, it's okay. I get it. I was talking to Cecy earlier. And I was like, you can't be embarrassed. And she's like, I don't know. No, I'm like, you can't be scared. She's like, I'm not scared. I was like, she's more embarrassed than scared. And I'm like, I get it. I was like, it's okay. Sometimes you have to... I'm going to tell you a little secret. I used to be in the living room, put teddy bears, and talk to them.
And pretend that was your audience.
And pretend that was my audience.
I used to use the mirror and watch my facial expressions when I would.
Mm-hmm. That's another good one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or make my kids, listen to me when I had a speech or something like that. So it helps. Use your little sister and your bigger sister and make them watch you. And I'm sure your bigger sister can give you pointers.
Don't let her bully you. She'll probably say.
She was like throwing tomatoes at her.
It's like, I'm preparing you for the worst. It's not going to happen. Yeah.
If the community wanted to support you or sponsor or do anything, I do see like at events, you always have like a vendor table where you have items for sale.
Yes.
And I love when they go around with the hats for donations.
Yes.
But just know that I think in the community too, you can come out, and if you would like to be a sponsor for the group, reach out to Liz, reach out to Johnny. This may help with their studio that they would like to get, because I think it's about that time. Like you've outgrown the space. Love the church, love being at the church because it gives me some, but if you've outgrown the space, that is a good problem to have. And I would love to see this in a different space next year so that you can have the two different rooms, so you can do your thing, Johnny, and you can do your thing in the other room, and your daughters are already stepping up into leadership roles. So was that your intention, to get the girls to step up into leadership roles?
Yes, that was. So my intention for her is just to dance. At the beginning, I was like, I just need her to dance. I was like, I know she can do it. And now she actually took it upon herself to say, hey, Mom, do you want me to help you? Yes.
You help with all the organization, honey. So I don't realize how important and how much weight you probably take off of your mom when you sit at the table and you greet people and you check things off for her. Because I watch you every week, and you're stepping in like you're holding everything together at the front while Mom's doing everything else in the back. So that's awesome. I didn't know if you realize what an important part of the group you are.
So I took a break for a little bit because one of the moms took over my job because I was teaching some of the kids.
Yes.
Because I was teaching some of the kids some of the dances because we had like 4 little stations. My mom was teaching one, my sister, me, and then my uncle, right? So, but she got there late, so I just took my job back. And I had forgotten all of the students' names, but right as they came up, like it all came back to me. And I remember all of the students' names. Like, not even my sister knows the students' names. And because I check them in almost all the time, I know, like, what, like, group they're in, if they're in the beginner's class, in the Baile Latinos class, or in the advanced. So I know, like, where to put them and, like, what dances they're in.
Mm-hmm. You do, and that's a lot to have in your head. It is a lot. But... So the community knows they can reach out to you if they are seeking sponsorship. If you want to sponsor them, if you want to do a donation, whatever, you are more than welcome to reach out. Just like I am now this year for my podcast is going so well. I'm really excited with the way that it has been going. And myself here in the team of Unscripted, we are looking for sponsorship so that we can have more episodes, just like you want a bigger space, so like sponsorship is important to show that the community backs us up.
Yes, exactly.
The community wants to see more of it. So like paying it forward, I did this for you because you're doing this for us. Yeah. So that's just awesome to have you guys doing this for our community and our kids. Yeah. I just can't thank you enough for even Bella. Like I noticed a difference in her because she's been in your class, and it's only been a few months, but I already see such a big difference in her, and I just feel like I found like a space for her where she can be herself, and she needs to burn off all that energy, girl. She's so
It's like Wednesday nights she sleeps good.
She does, and she's like, I just want to eat. I just want to take a shower, Nana, and I want to go to sleep. And I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like, yes, mine too, Cassandra. She runs around, she dances this, and by the end of the night, she's tired too.
Well, she's with you for the whole segment where I'm only there for like that hour. Yeah. But next year, I think I'm going to enroll her so she can do all of it as well, because I just wanted to see how she did in a small chunk, like small steps.
I get it. Like you said earlier, it was like, I want to see how you're doing right now or how you would do in there right now. I get it. There's a lot of them that I had a few parents that tell me, hey, can they go watch? So on my registration days, what I would have the other students do is say, hey, can you guys be here through registration and do a couple dances? That way, students, when they're signing up. And it was funny because one of them, the mom, before filling out everything, she had her daughter just watch, see if she liked it. And at the end, she's like, she liked it. I'm signing her up. I'm like, okay, good. Because I am excited that, the kids have fun.
They do. They do. They have so much fun, and they get to be around different age groups. But I just love the discipline that you are teaching them. And it's just awesome to watch how you keep the dance group in form. I don't know if that's the right word. Like you keep them in form. Like you literally like everybody knows their places. They know how to enter. They know how to exit now. Where I'm just like, she would have just been running amok before. You know what I mean? Like
no, and it's sometimes it's hard, right? It's like it's not hard. It's just
everyone's all over the place sometimes, and you're like Liz said earlier, you want them all to be respectful and watch everyone else performing. So you want them all to be quiet. You want them to be sitting down in front of them. And that also helps the performers because that way they have an audience that they're performing in front of. So it kind of gets rid of that stage fright, like a little bit at least. I mean, I still get stage fright for them.
Yeah,
like Liz.
Because they're like your kids. They're your team. You know what I mean? And you just want them to do well. And you're like, we've worked on this so long, and only you guys would know if they're a step off or if they didn't hit the mark. And I was watching last week too. Even like you watched every one of the performances, and it wasn't being mean. You were just like, you guys missed the step. You guys need to do it over again. And we're going to do, and you showed them, like, this is how you're supposed to do it.
Yes. So
this is where you hit it.
Last week that happened. I was like, okay, you guys were 2 weeks from our showcase. I was like, no. So once they finished, I was very serious. I was like, I didn't like it. Yeah. I was not happy with this performance.
But you have to be honest with them.
Yeah. And I know some of the kids, and I talked to them afterwards, and I'm like, I don't want to make you feel bad. It's just,
but your name is written on it too, though. So you have it, like you said.
Yeah. So the second time that they did it, what a difference!
It was a big difference.
You were there. Yes, you were there.
I was right there watching. Yeah. So to watch the first one, there was only one girl smiling, and everyone else was just like,
yep.
And then the next performance, it was like, okay, everybody's awake now.
Yes. So sometimes I do have to be that mean teacher and say something like that, and I get it. there's a couple students that have left because I was mean like that. But I'm like, that just means
I don't think it was mean. It was you were calling them out.
Yeah.
And sometimes we all need that.
And you know what? A parent actually told me, she's like, hey, my daughter was kicked out of this dance because blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, that's because she needs to try harder. She just needs to practice. It's not fair. I paid, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, you paid.
Take it seriously, though.
Yeah. So I gave her an example. I was like, my daughter, she was in a game. She lost, but she received a prize. I talked to the teacher and I told her, no, she does not receive a prize because she did not win. I was like, because that means that I can do the bare minimal and still get an award. Exactly. So I'm like, no.
That's so funny you brought that up because it's like now they have like the trophies, but then everybody gets a medal.
Yep.
And it's like, well, back in the day, you were either first, second, or third, or you didn't place.
You didn't get anything. All right.
Right? Like, what happened to that?
Yes.
Or like even when I go to barber competitions, there's some where there's only a first place.
Mm-hmm.
Only a first place. And there's no second, or third or anything. And you don't get no medals just for participation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to give it all you got, 110% every single time.
That's what I told her. I was like, no, that way she's like, I want to be in there, so I'm going to try harder. I'm going to keep on practicing. And that's what I told my daughter. Next time you try harder. And this year that teacher she got the same teacher. She's in preschool.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. She's like, Mom, I didn't get a prize today. I'm like, it's okay. You're going to try harder next time.
Yeah.
And then the next week, she's like, Mom, look what I got. I tried harder. Like, yeah, and that's why.
Life lessons that they're learning with us.
Yeah.
So, and it's okay to not be first all the time.
Uh-huh.
And if it's not your turn, clap for the other person.
Yes.
That's what I want my kids to realize. You know, it's not always about being in the front or being the whole show. And, you know, it's a team. It's everybody all together. It's the group. Mm-hmm. You know, there's no I in team. So,
yep, I agree.
Yeah. So, I was really happy to have you guys on today. And I appreciate everything that you're doing for the community and looking forward to Friday, looking forward to Stroll on State.
Yes.
If you want to get a hold of her, you can look her up, Liz Hernandez on Facebook.
Yes.
Or you can look up Jony Hernandez on Facebook also.
Mm-hmm. Mosaico Cultural
yes.
on Facebook, yep.
So they have their event page as well. So if you want to see any up and coming performances, they would see it on that event page, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So anything coming up, anything new from them, you can definitely check them out. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yes.
It was a pleasure being here with you.
I appreciated having you guys here, and I appreciated you stepping on because this was like a last minute thing. We're like, oh yeah, come on.
Yeah, I was like, want to come with me? She's like, okay.
So I'm glad to have you on too because it was nice to get a perspective of actually somebody who's actually in the dance group. So thank you, everybody. Good night.